battle of the low spinning drivers. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Speed injected twist face versus flash face. Triaxial carbon crown versus carbon composite sole. Jailbreak versus speed injection. Low spin options. Guys, I'm James Robinson, welcome to my channel. If this is your first time watching my content, first of all, welcome, and second of all, make sure you consider hitting that subscribe button if you like daily golf related content that helps you raise your game, helps you lower your handicap, and basically just entertaining golf related content. So, which driver spins the least? The Taylormade M5 with the weight settings set forward, or the Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero? I think we're going to have to find out, aren't we? So guys, I have already done quite intensive reviews on both of these clubs and they're on my channel already. So if you do want to see that and you want to hear more about the speed injected twist face, you want to hear more about the flash face in the Callaway, you want to hear more about the jailbreak, you want to hear more about the carbon sole and carbon crown in the M5, and albeit the M6, I'll link those videos throughout this video. But today, it's all about low spin. Now, my spin rate is usually a little bit too high. It can be anywhere from 2,500 to 3,000, and that's just too high. That's going to rob me of distance. The one thing that you will generally lose when you do move these weights forward, or you do use the Sub-Zero version of the Callaway driver, is that bit of forgiveness. So I don't miss a lot of fairways generally. So is it worth me trying to really lower that spin rate? Is it worth me trying to hit it that bit further and compromise getting the ball on the short grass? Now realistically, the optimum spin rate does differ for different people. For me, distance wise, the optimum spin rate is going to be around 2,000, maybe just over. So if I can knock 500 revs off my spin rate, I should find that I get more distance. I'm going to put these drivers head to head, we're going to look at the numbers and we're going to see how that affects distance and also dispersion. So we're going to start with the Taylormade M5, I'm going to hit a handful of shots with each. Let's do it. Straight away there, check that spin rate out. Sub 2,000 spin rate, but look where the ball's gone. And actually, the distance isn't that impressive. Now last year I was gaming the Taylormade M3, but I did have the weights in the standard setting. First thing I'm noticing is the dispersion is all over the place. Looks like the red arrows, or the yellow ones I should say. That felt really good. And actually, the one that's felt the best there is a 3,000 spin rate, and it's gone the furthest. Let's hit one more with the M5, really try and smash one out of the park, and then we'll go Sub-Zero. That sounds cool, doesn't it? Sub-Zero. So just quickly guys, before we move on to the Callaway, look at that dispersion, that is awful. Taking a look at the numbers as a whole, let's jump straight to the averages. Average distance 276, that's there or thereabouts for me. I wouldn't say I've gained anything there. Average spin 2,500. But could I honestly say there that I've seen a big difference in moving the weights forward from when I tested the M5 initially? Not really, but it was a different day. I think I'm going to have to do a pure test, do the weights on the M5, make a big difference. Comment below if you want to see that. Let's go Sub-Zero. Now for me, this is one of the best looking drivers I think I've ever seen, especially in the shape. It just looks awesome, it looks fantastic. I love how they've weaved the new triaxial carbon head, I think that looks great. I quite like the yellow around the head as well. And to be fair, it just looks good. We have the 2 gram weight in the front, we have the 12 gram weight in the back, which is movable. So actually, these drivers should be pretty comparable. Let's take a look. 4 left! Or that way. Depends how you're looking. It's always going to go a long way when you pull it off. Now, 2 fairly long drives there, but it's not telling the whole story because that's a long drive in the thick rough or the water or the out of bounds. Let's try and hit a fairway. That felt really good. Couple of real high spin numbers with this, and that kind of tells me that a low spinning driver isn't going to be the answer for me. Maybe I just need to work harder in my swing to find that extra distance. God forbid that. Whew, working up a bit of a sweat now. Let's hit one more and then we'll take a look at the numbers. I've got a feeling it's going to be split. I think the M5 is going to take the spin rate battle, but I think this guy may have got it on distance. Distance always matters, doesn't it? Wow. Wow. Longest of the day by far. So again there guys, just looking at the dispersion before we do look at the numbers. All over the place. Look at this one here. Nearly missed the range with that one. Anyway, on to the Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero. Average distance 282, and if I compare that to the Taylormade M5, 276. So I mean, it's not a massive difference, is it? But there is a difference there. Spin rate on the Taylormade, we've already looked at that, 2.5. Now, as we look towards the Callaway, I'm going to tell you now that that average is going to be more. I've not looked down at it yet. Let's get straight down there and look. Average spin, nearly 3,000. But we have more distance. Now that distance gain is obviously because we see a ball speed of 163.7 with the Callaway as opposed to 158.1 with the Taylormade. That's where your distance is, guys, right there. So, what have we learned from this test? The first thing we've learned is that I'm rubbish, I can't control spin rate to save my life, and I need to work heavily on my golf swing. The second thing we've learned is low spinning drivers do not suit everybody. So if you're in the market for a driver, please don't run out and spend £500 on the latest low spinning driver thinking it's going to gain you a load of distance, because chances are, if it's not fitted correctly, it might well be wrong for you. However, if you do want a low spinning driver and you know that that suits your game, go and get fitted anyway. But the movable weight system on the M5 really does work. If you want a low spin driver, from my testing, I have to say that the M5 is a lower spinning driver with the weight set forward than the Callaway Sub-Zero. But the Epic Flash Sub-Zero went further than the Taylormade M5 with the weight set forward. So which one's better? I suppose on today's test, you would have to say the lowest spinning driver is the M5, but the winner is the Callaway, but then it's a low spin test, so we have to say M5, but then the Callaway went further, so we'll say Callaway. One thing is absolutely critical here. I could game both of these drivers quite easily, and to be honest, throughout the summer I probably will do. They're both fantastic drivers, they both look beautiful, they both sound beautiful. They are quite expensive, so if you're going to go and buy one, make sure you get fitted, make sure you get the right settings, make sure you get the right shaft, make sure you get the right everything. Guys, I've been James Robinson, I'm here at Huddersfield Golf Club. I really hope you've enjoyed that head-to-head of two of the lowest spinning drivers of 2019, the Callaway Epic Flash Sub-Zero and the Taylormade M5 with the weight set forward. Guys, if you have enjoyed that, put the thumbs up, comment below, which did you think would win? Which one do you prefer? Are you gaming one of these drivers? If you haven't hit that subscribe button already, make sure you do. And apart from that, I'll see you soon.